You are now listening to a 302 Birds podcast experience, proudly powered by TickPick, PICKETTS, El Diablo Burritos, Nick's Pizza, and Klondike Kate's on the heart of Main Street.
Oh my God. Do you Philly fans see that out there? Me and KJ have been bird watching in sunny Clearwater, Florida. And oh my God, that bird over there, kids. That one's called a QB controversy, son. That's probably what's going to be brewing with these dumbasses in Philadelphia here in a second. Oh my God. The more that we hear about the Kenny Pickett signing, the more we potentially like it.
QB1!
We got Chaos, Chris, and KJ McCoy joining us. How excited are you, Chris? Are you excited, not excited?
Dude, we finally got a good quarterback in this town. We finally got somebody who's not going to turn over the football, not throw touchdowns, and not do anything effectively at all.
All right, there we go. Now you're
Great trade, Howie!
Now you're more realistic.
Oh, shit.
There you go.
How are you feeling about it, KJ? Breaking news. Backup QB.
I mean, we kind of touched on it already, but I think, yeah, he's a backup quarterback for sure. I think that's what he knows, that he's going to be here. And, yeah, I mean, you got a lot of weapons around him. So, I mean, when Jalen Hurts does – I mean, if Jalen Hurts does go down, unfortunately, at some point, Kenny Pickett will be ready to go. And I think it's a way better option than Marcus Mariota behind him. So, yeah, I like the move. I think it's great. But, yeah, I really do think Jalen is
real
the number one
enthusiastic
quarterback.
about this. You
What's
seem
up?
just absolutely pumped up about Kenny Pickett right now.
Well, I mean,
You are
I just don't see why it's that big of a deal. I don't feel like it's that big of a deal. I think it's great you get him as a backup, but it's
He's
just
a superstar, man.
it's just some breaking news that we just kind of found out. So, yeah, no, I think it's interesting though, and it seems like Howie's he's keeping himself busy.
Just hanging out,
Yeah.
playing with fucking
And it turns out that Kenny Pickett will not have number 8 here because C.J. Gardner-Johnson will be
It's
wearing
Kobe.
number 8 for Kobe. So
I'm
there you
looking
go.
up Kenny Pickett's stats here, and it's like he hasn't really done anything like ever. He's got 13 touchdowns in 25 games and 13 interceptions. That's like atrocious. Like
he is
what?
atrocious though, but he's a backup quarterback. I mean, that's the cool thing about a backup QB, the unknown, right? The Nick Foles.
I think
That's
we
what
know
Kane and I-
he sucks.
I don't know. Like, I feel like he sucks less though than Marcus Mariota. If I could have two of them out there, I feel like I have way more upside with Kenny Pickett. What do you guys think?
Give me Tanner McKee.
Yeah. Tanner McKee.
You think Tanner McKee over Kenny Pickett?
I mean, I don't think Tanner McKee's going to win the job, but he looked really good in camp last year. Like he's got some really good zip on the ball. I don't know.
Here it
Yeah.
is. Here it is. Go ahead and read it out loud, Chris. You were talking about it before.
Yeah. Pickett left the Steelers because he bitched and whined about Russell Wilson getting quarterback 1. I don't care for the signing. McKee should have been quarterback 2, and now we drafted quarterback in the later rounds. I kind of agree with you. I also don't really care. I mean, it was a pick swap. You know, they moved back 22 spots. The only problem I got is why was it 2 7th-round picks? It should have only been 1.
Yeah.
But again, we're arguing about a 7th-round pick for a guy who's not going to make the team. This is a Super Bowl caliber team. They're not going to have a ton of spots. I think that's another thing. They're not going to have a ton of spots on this roster left. So, I don't know. It doesn't really do anything for me. But
It's an interesting move, though. I think it's very interesting.
it's interesting, but
But I mean, is it exciting? I mean, I think it's That's why I'm just about it. It's just it's a backup quarterback. That's what he really, and I think he maybe just doesn't realize that, but he's a backup quarterback. That's what he's here to do. So, backup Jalen Hurts.
The story with Russell Wilson, too, is an interesting because it's like Chris was saying before the show. You're not getting any more leverage by coming to the Eagles. Like, if you can't beat out Russell Wilson, you're probably not going to beat out Jalen Hurts. So, I don't know what he's thinking. I mean, I just hope that he embraces and accepts the role as an Eagles fan. We've all seen the picture of him in the number 11 Wentz jersey. So I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping that because he's an Eagles fan, he kind of knows how it goes around here. He knows what's up. He knows the Philly standard, what goes on with our fans, what being the backup QB in Philadelphia should entail by watching the whole Carson Wentz saga before him. I mean, he's my age. I graduated high school in 2017, so we're the pretty much same exact age. And growing up as an Eagles fan, knowing what it's like, suffering for probably the past decade, I would say Jalen Hurts has been the savior, knock on wood, so far. But we have not had, and until Jalen Hurts does it, I won't say it, a consistent good QB that you can rely on for like 4 or 5 years plus since McNabb.
Yeah,
We'll
Yeah.
see if Jalen Hurts can be that. We hope so, but we'll see.
It's funny because he idolized McNabb. So that's what it says online. He idolized McNabb. He looked up to him.
That's
So,
great.
Yeah.
Idolized
great.
the bomb.
There's always some mixed reactions with McNabb. I am kind of where Chris is. I appreciate what McNabb did, but then also like it's just
He's a loser.
It's a
Just
weird
like
situation.
Rocky.
It's a weird situation with McNabb. It's love and hate with him. It really is.
Oh, McNally, what are you doing, man? McNally, come on.
McNally. You mean McNabb?
McNally, whoops.
McNabb, yeah.
I love to call him McNally. That's what me and Tom called him in college because Tom always make fun of him and be like, well, at least I didn't fucking puke at halftime in the Super Bowl and shit the bed. He loves to lay that on Donovan
Screw us over,
McNabb.
Donovan. Screw you, man.
So I don't know. Looking back on it, though, like we mentioned, I think it was in the last show, having a backup QB in Philadelphia is important. We saw the value of it before the Eagles went to the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. I don't think anybody understood in that moment how significant and important that signing was going to be. So it's nice to see Kenny Pickett come to a team that he's a fan of and fill a role that's needed. It's going to be way better than Marcus Mariota. He's just got to know what's up. I find it very interesting. Fun fact for you guys, if you didn't know, Kenny Pickett, I think originally committed to Temple.
He did. Yeah.
And decided to go to Pitt after that. So kind of was a Philly guy always, and just I think took the better option football-wise, and cannot say that I blame him. But overall, welcome to Philly, Kenny Pickett. It's going to be interesting, like KJ said, to see what number he wears, with 8 being taken now by CJGJ. But I think he should fill a decent role because, unfortunately, plays even happen where you got to come out and you need to be reliable enough to not turn over the ball for 1 or 2 plays.
You know, you mentioned the Mariota, him being better than Mariota. I looked back at Mariota's last 25 games he's played. He's much better statistically than Pickett. Now, the difference with Mariota, though, is Mariota got $10 million. I think Pickett's probably 2 or 3, if that, against
and
the
you have
cap.
more upside with Pickett, too. Like, he's still young.
Maybe.
The mind can still learn. I feel like Mariota's only getting worse.
Yeah.
And there's nothing against Mariota. Mariota might be at a higher point right now in his career. I see what you're saying. But I feel like with Pickett, you have more of that upside. Like, oh, okay. The mind is more of a sponge.
Yeah, your problem is, okay, if he shows some upside this year, he's a free agent at the end of next year. So it doesn't really matter.
Howie does it again, baby.
Isn't he the starter, though, technically now in Washington? Because they traded Sam Howell.
Yeah, but they're drafting May 2nd overall.
Yeah, they're probably going to draft May. That's who I think they're going to go after.
They're going to draft May 2nd overall, so that won't matter.
That's going to be crazy, though.
But yeah, not too much more else to say about Kenny Pickett. We appreciate you guys for tuning into this video.
Yeah.
If you like this, please be sure to drop a follow. Be sure to drop a subscription and follow both these guys on TikTok. Shard knows what it is. Marcus Mid-Iota. Give KJ McCoy at official KJ McCoy a follow on TikTok. Give Chaos Chris a follow at Chaos Chris PHL. And if you guys want to see fun, all the people that are watching on Twitter right now and YouTube and Facebook, be sure to tune in to our TikTok where we will be continuing the stream after this. But Kenny Pickett to Philly. Let us know how you guys are feeling in the comments. Without further ado, let's hit that outro.